Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Tyler Rugge, and for today's video, I'm going to be doing another Meet My Pets video. I'm going to show you guys all of my pets that I own. This is my most highly requested video by far. You guys just can't keep track of all my animals. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing them all to you. And I just wanted to put a disclaimer in the beginning of this video because if you couldn't tell by the title, I have over 30 animals, which is a lot of pets. And by making this video, I am not trying to encourage anybody to go out and buy a bunch of pets. This is not something that most normal people can keep up with. Having all these animals is a lot of work. Definitely, I do not want to encourage any of you guys to go out and buy a bunch of animals. What you guys need to keep in mind while watching this video is that taking care of all of these animals is my full-time job. This is all I do. I don't have a regular job. I literally am at home pretty much all day, every day, and I just take care of my animals, and it's a lot of work, but I love it. And I know I look like I'm like 15, but I'm actually 21, almost 22 years old, so I'm not some little kid who just went out and bought a bunch of animals. And a lot of people also say that I'm spoiled and I'm whatever. I bought all these animals myself. I take care of them all myself. I buy all the supplies myself. Everything is all on me. And I love it, and I love sharing my love for animals with you guys. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button because I have a lot of really fun animal content. I do have some animals people think are scary, like snakes and spiders and whatnot. I'll let you guys know before I show you guys that stuff. But even if you're afraid of anything that I'm going to show you, please, I encourage you to stick around and watch it because I'm not going to scare you with anything. One of the things I love to do on this channel is take animals that people normally don't like or are afraid of and make you guys love them. If you do see anything in this video that you want to keep as a pet, I want to make it very clear that it is so important to go out and do your research and really sit on the idea of whatever you want to get for a while to make sure you really want it. Because animals aren't toys, they aren't just objects, they are living things. So yeah, now that I'm done blabbering, without further ado, here are all of my animals. And we're gonna start off with the basics, my dogs. All right, so this is Ace, and he is the family dog. He's not my personal dog, but I thought I'd show you guys him anyways. Ace is just a little fluffer. He is a Silky Terrier Bichon mix. He is 12 years old. He's an old man. I've had him since I was like 10. I'm not a huge fan of small dogs, to be completely honest, but Ace is just really cool. So yeah, this is Ace. Dog number one. This is my dog Nova. She is such a good girl. So Nova is about 4 or 5 years old, I'm assuming. I don't know for sure. I actually just rescued her last summer. She was found in the streets. If you guys want to hear the whole backstory on her, then I have videos about that on my channel. But yeah, Nova was found on the streets and she was pregnant. She gave birth to a litter of puppies. She had heartworm. It was a mess, but she's really happy and spoiled now. And she's a very strange looking dog. She has different colored eyes. One is half blue, half brown, and the other one is just blue. She is a boxer husky mix. She is a very good girl. Anyways, those two are my dogs, and then I'm gonna go show you guys my fish tanks, and then we'll be right back here and I'll show you guys the rest of my animals. Over here we have my 32-gallon BioCube. This is my reef tank, and I have a maroon clownfish, and I just have a couple of those blue and yellow fish. The water looks kind of dirty because I just did a water change, so there's some stuff floating around. And then I have an elegance coral there, and I have that coral. Over there you can see my pistol shrimp. He just went away. I have a couple peppermint shrimp. Over here we have my 60-gallon planted tank, right next to Mango. This is my rope fish. Her name is Amelia. And then right back there we have my elephant nose fish, and his name is Dolphin. I'll see if I can get a better shot of him. This is a 10-gallon tank that I keep my blue crayfish in. I think he's hiding in the back, but I'll try to get a better look at him. All right, so this is the back, and you can see his reflection right there. That's my blue crayfish. And right next to him, you can actually see his molt. He molted. That's his shell. And I leave it in there actually because once they molt, they like to go back and eat it. So yeah, that's my blue crayfish. All right, so next we have my birds, and disclaimer I want to put here before I show you guys my birds. Birds are a lot of work. They're a large commitment, especially the birds I have very long lifespans and require a lot of one-on-one time out of their cage. Without further ado, here are my birds. This is my first bird. His name is Gizmo. He's actually not technically my bird. He belongs to my parents because my parents got him before I was even born. Gizmo is 26 years old. He is a very, very old bird. My parents got him 26 years ago when he was just pretty much a hatchling, and they kind of like hand raised him. Growing up, was always afraid of him because he was always very aggressive towards me. But recently I've been working with Gizmo and trying to get him a little bit more comfortable with being handled by me, and he is doing well. As you can see, my hand isn't gushing blood or anything, so that's a good sign. He's a severe macaw. He has these nice blue and red colors underneath his feathers. A very pretty bird. Gizmo just pooped on the floor. Thank you. Thank you so much, Gizmo. So next we have Mango. Mango is my sun conure, and Mango is about 4 years old. He's a rainbow chicken. He's a very, very loud bird. Very loud rainbow chicken. Sun conures are one of those birds that they're very, very pretty. People are very, very inclined to want to go out and buy them because they're very pretty, but these birds are not for everyone. They require a lot of time, they're very loud, and they're also very playful and kind of like sassy, tempered birds, which isn't for everyone. I love Mango and I love his personality, but he is very sassy. And this is my third and last bird. This is Gypsy. Gypsy is my African gray. I actually rescued Gypsy last summer. Gypsy is about 5 years old now, and the whole story with her is her last owner moved to Colorado, and they left Gypsy here in Michigan at a bird store. So the bird store is trying to find a new home for her. So I decided to take her in as my own, and now we're best friends. Isn't that right, Gypsy? Also, another thing I wanted to mention is some people are offended by Gypsy's name and they say that it's racist, which, you know, there are people of the actual Roman descent who have commented on my videos and said that they don't find any offense to it at all. And I also did not name her Gypsy. Gypsy had that name before I rescued her and I didn't want to change it. So yeah, I'm not trying to offend anyone here. I just wanted to put that disclaimer in there that I did not choose that name for her. But anyways, African Greys are super, super intelligent. She just makes all kinds of sounds. She copies my dog barking. She copies like the squeaky toy. She copies like me sneezing because I'm constantly sneezing because I have allergies. So yeah, that's Gypsy, the African Grey. Next, we have Desmond. Desmond is my Flemish giant rabbit. I got Desmond 4 years ago, and he's about 4 years old because he was only a few months old when I got him. And as you can see, he is a very, very large bun. He is like the same size as Ace, my dog. I just think he's like one of the friendliest buns I've ever met. Desmond's a big fluffer. So next, I'm gonna show you guys my frog. Okay, so here we have my dwarf African bullfrog. He's under here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Okay, so that's Ceiling. Basically, I named him after a dog that came into my old work who we fostered, and its name was Ceiling for some reason. So I was like, I need to name one of my pets after this. All he does is sit in his little hole and wait for me to feed him. All right, so next we have my bearded dragon. His name is Malachi, and he's just a normal bearded dragon. And he was rehomed to me last summer because his old owner couldn't take care of him anymore. I actually don't know exactly how old he is because I'm like his third or fourth owner, He's had a lot of owners in the past. He keeps getting rehomed to different people. I am going to be his final home and his forever home. He likes to sleep upright with his like feet up on the glass. It's really weird, but it's really cute. He's such a strange creature. Say hello to all your fans. Okay, so next we have my crested geckos. Now I actually have 2 of them, but right now I just have one of them with me. This is my first crested gecko. His name is Lance, and he is a pinstripe crested gecko, which you can tell by looking at his design on the back. Basically down the middle, there's a stripe, and then there isn't really much design on the other 2 sides. So he is a crested gecko. Crested geckos make really good beginner reptiles. So yeah, that is Lance, my crested gecko. And the reason why I didn't get Luna out is because when I made their enclosure, there's a little hide in there that I can't get to, but it actually worked out because it's really cool because it's like a little log that she can go into and hide in, and I can still see her from the outside of the tank. So I'll just show you where she likes to hide in her tank and you'll still get a pretty good look at her. So yeah, that's Luna, and she is actually a partial pinstripe crested gecko. And that basically means she has a stripe going down her back, but it doesn't go all the way down her back. It stops towards the end. Next, I'm gonna be showing you guys my tarantulas. Most of my tarantulas are just little babies, but I do have one full-grown tarantula. Once again, if you're afraid of tarantulas, I highly encourage you guys to watch it. I'm not gonna have any little jump scares or anything stupid. Tarantulas, in my opinion, are just very pretty, and I just love them a lot. So I encourage you guys to stick through this part of the video. And as I show you guys all my babies, I will put a picture of what they will look like when they're actually full grown on the screen, because when they're babies, they all just kind of look the same, but once they get bigger, they start to show their true colors. Up here on my shelf, we have all of my baby tarantulas. So starting over here, this is my Brazilian black. So yeah, that's what the Brazilian black looks like. All of my tarantulas that are still slings basically just look like that. In this cup, I have a Mexican red knee. I have a blue zebra in this cup. I have a Brazilian red and white in that cup. And then in here, I have my Venezuelan sun tiger. And in this one, I have my Goody sapphire, who is actually quite a bit bigger. Yeah, that's my Goody sapphire. Its colors haven't really shown very much yet, but she's gonna turn into a nice bright blue color, so I'm really excited for that. I wish I could get a better view, but I don't want to take the lid off because it's very fast and very venomous. And in this cup, I have my pumpkin patch tarantula. That's what the pumpkin patch looks like. And this is actually a dwarf species of tarantula, so they don't get quite as big as your average tarantula does. And then last but not least, we have my Arizona blonde tarantula. This is my only tarantula that has a name. I named her Sedona, and she's quite friendly. I just didn't want to handle her because it can be stressful for them. And she was under her hide, but I took it out just so you guys could see it. And next, I actually also have an Asian forest scorpion. Here we have my Asian forest scorpion, and it's kind of fun because usually when I lift up her hide, she gets really defensive, and these are actually one of the more aggressive types of scorpions, so I do not handle her at all. She is a solitary, independent woman. Isn't that right? Oh, there she goes. Me in any social situation. Next, I have my Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Here they are. I just have a pair. It's a male and female. Male's name is Attack and the female's name is Protect. So here's a closer look. Now, this one right here is the male, and this one on this side is the female. The way you can tell mainly is by looking at their heads. If you look, the male has these 2 little bumps on their head, and the females are not as prominent. So you can tell the difference because the male's bumps are a lot more prominent than the females. Now, a lot of you guys might be wondering, why do you have 2 pet cockroaches? I just think they're really cool. I love them, and I just don't really think they're gross. I know a lot of people disagree. Mango, what are you doing? I know a lot of people disagree and will, you know, be like, that's disgusting, you're gross. But I just think they're cool. If you're not into it, I get it, but I like them. I love them with all of my heart. These are my babies, okay? And they are my pets. These are not feeders. I have a whole colony of dubia roaches that I use to feed my reptiles. but these two are my pets. So yes, my children. So next I'm going to be showing you guys my snakes, starting off with my ball python. This is Monty. He is my ball python. He is just a normal ball python. For anyone who doesn't know, ball pythons come in all different morphs, all different colors and designs, but this is just a normal ball python. He is a male and he is about full grown. Technically, snakes don't stop growing, but they have a growth spurt and then they slow down growing once they have that growth spurt. So he is about full grown, even though, you know, technically they don't stop growing. So he's not gonna get a whole lot bigger than this. Next we have Athena. Now Athena is my Colombian red-tail boa. She is about 2 years old, maybe a little bit more than 2 years old. There's actually a difference between red-tail boas and Colombian red-tail boas. Red-tail boas get much larger than Colombian red-tail boas, and Colombian red-tail boas were bred to be much smaller, so she is not going to get ginormous like regular red-tail boas do. She's really pretty. She's just a normal red-tail boa. I get asked a lot what her morph is because people tell me that she looks so pretty, but she is actually just a regular red-tail boa. Just to kind of give you guys a feel for how long she is. She is my largest snake that I have. That's Athena, my red-tail boa. We have my Brazilian rainbow boa. This is Aphrodite. I know she looks really tiny, but she was actually a lot smaller when I got her. And I actually don't know her sex. I'm just assuming she's a female. And I named her Aphrodite because she is so beautiful. These are one of my favorite types of snakes just because their design is so pretty. And if you look very closely, they have a holographic or iridescent effect to their scales that I'm gonna try to show you guys. I don't know if you can really see it in this lighting very well, but she has like this iridescentness to her scales. It shows up much better in natural sunlight as opposed to like artificial lighting. But yeah, that is Aphrodite, my Brazilian rainbow boa. All right, so this is Egret. She is my jungle carpet python, and she was actually rehomed to me by somebody who could no longer keep her. So I decided to take her in. She is an arboreal snake, meaning they live up in the trees. So I have her in a vertical enclosure with a lot of foliage for her to hide in. The reason why I have her on a snake hook is not because I'm afraid she's gonna bite me. She is just much more comfortable with being on a snake hook than she is on my hand. It's very common for this type of snake to have neurological problems. So Egret actually does have a neurological issue. Sometimes her head will kind of like tilt upwards or will just go in a random direction, and that's just because she doesn't have very good motor skills. It's definitely not to the point where it's gonna affect her quality of life, but over time, the neurological issue can actually get worse. I'm gonna see if I can get a close-up of her face for you guys. There she is. So yeah, that's Egret, the jungle carpet python. And next we have my sunbeam snake, who I'm actually not gonna take out for this video, but I can just show you guys some pictures and clips from previous videos that I've done. Now the reason for this is because these snakes get very heavily stressed out when they are handled, and if you handle them too much, it can actually result in their death. The entire time I've actually owned her, I've only held her a handful of times. The only time I really handle her is if I have to take her out to clean her enclosure. That's the only time I handle her. So I didn't want to take her out just to film this video. This is Opal. She is my sunbeam snake. These snakes like to bury in their substrate, so they're usually underneath their substrate most of the time, and they just peek their head out and wait for the perfect moment to strike at their prey. In the reflection They just have the most pretty iridescent scales. Next, we have my Abronia lizards. They are called Abronia graminea. I'm gonna show you guys them over in their enclosure. These are my Abronias. I actually just made a video all about them, so you guys should totally go check it out. They're also known as the Mexican alligator lizard because they come from Mexico and they look like little alligators. I have a male and female pair. My male's name is Jupiter and my female's name is Juno. These guys are not good for beginner reptile keepers. They are a little bit more difficult to keep in captivity. All right, next we have Momo. Momo, where are you going? What are you trying to do, Momo? Are you trying to climb up on my shoulder? Like, what are you trying to accomplish right now? Come on, ow. Ow, you're a spiky one. You're very sharp. She's my hedgehog. I'm not used to holding hedgehogs. They hurt my skin. I just got her this December. She is about 5 months old. She's been growing so fast, guys. This is not me being biased because she's my hedgehog. She has to be one of the cutest hedgehogs I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And she has this like really cute racing stripe on her side that I love. She has a lot of character. She's very, very friendly. She's my entire pride and joy. Right, Momo? And she's just doing her best. You're doing great. All right, so last but not least, we have this guy. His name is Castor, and he is a blue-tongued skink. And I wanna clarify that it is Castor because some people think I'm saying Casper, like the ghost. No, his name's Castor. Will you show them your blue tongue, huh? Good job. So basically they flick out their blue tongue so that they can smell. It's actually a joke that I call him my dog. I mean, I feed him obviously a variety of things, but one of the main things that I feed him is wet dog food. And I need to cut his nails. They're very sharp and they're digging into my skin and it doesn't feel good. He has these really beautiful colors and these tiny little legs. Definitely one of my favorite reptiles. They're just so cool and so friendly. Those are all of my pets. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new here and you love animals. I post a whole bunch of videos with all my animals and it's a lot of fun here on my channel. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. Check out all my social media links down below. Check out my Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Make sure to subscribe to my vlog channel. The link to that will be down below as well. If you guys have any questions or you want to learn more about any of my animals, I have a bunch of videos that kind of go more into detail about most of the animals I have. So just make sure to check out my channel. And I think that's basically it. So I'll see you guys in my next video. And say goodbye to Castor, my silly dog. That's not a good place for you. Look at his dumb little face. Thank you.